we're headed to the Alabama ABC monthly release. So it looks like we are 23rd on the list. The baby blends are fun. They're fun to throw at cars.
Hey, as long as you don't have a problem with the Astros.
I don't give a shit about baseball, and this is very much about camaraderie. I'm gonna get exactly what I want because I want whatever I get. This morning we've got Maggie all gassed up and we're headed to the Alabama ABC monthly release. It's a pretty big release for them. They send most of the really good whiskey to the quarterly release, which will be next month. Now, when I'm hunting for whiskey these days, I'm usually looking for stuff that I don't have. When we buy a bottle, that bottle, unless it's just particularly unique or interesting, lasts for years because we're always trying the next bottle. If I were just hunting for what's the most delicious, there's a lot of great bottles on this list. I mean, those Old Forester single barrels, that Russell single barrel, like all of those are great bottles. John J. Bourbon on there, but those are all things that I have, and for many of those have multiple backups of. The ones that interest me for this drop, the 1792 Sweet Wheat, not a bottle I own. I've had it. It's pretty good. I didn't just absolutely love it, but I would love to have it on the bar at home. I don't have a toasted barrel rye from Elijah Craig. I also don't know how hard that one is really to find. So there's a few here that would be interesting to grab. That Heaven Hill grain to glass. I have the rye. I'm missing the straight bourbon. I do have the wheated as well. We saw the straight bourbon in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and just missed it. Just thought we already had it. Turns out it was the wheated we already had. So we're gonna head over there. I'm a little late. I'm just not dedicated enough these days. I leave this evening, headed out of town for 3.5 straight weeks. I just couldn't get over there super early. So we're gonna arrive somewhere around 7:45 to 8 o'clock. Place opens at 10. I'm going to predict I'm 30 something in line. At least, maybe worse than that, but I'm gonna expect to be 30 something in line. But you don't know till you get there, so let's go check it out and see what we find. Well, pulled in the parking lot. Doesn't look like there's that many people here. So the weather's nice. Maybe that's keeping people away. Or maybe people are getting tired of standing in line for bourbon. Either way, looks like we might get a decent bottle.
You'd have made it out this time.
Yeah, I had a little bit of time. Figured I'd swing by. How many folks are on the list? 20 something? That's not bad. I figured this time I'd be 30 something. So it looks like we are 23rd on the list. Better than I expected. What are you trying to get?
Blanton's.
What number are you?
25.
It just depends on how many people in front of you like Blanton's, but there's
plenty of little ones.
Yeah.
How many they let you get at?
2. So everybody through 30 should get 2. Now, the Heaven Hill grain to glasses, I assume they're new. They'll be fairly popular. Sucks because I need one of those. But the John J. Bowman, the Old Forester single barrels, I think will be fairly popular. A lot of folks love the Russells. You might get some Blanton's pushed back. I don't know if they'll get pushed back that far.
I'm gonna get the Old Forester.
Yeah.
The black, because you just can't find them anymore. Are you gonna do a store pick with Malik or
With who?
with JT Malik?
We tried. We reached out. We were having conversations. They gave us a pick, and we were supposed to come down. We were scheduling it. We were coming down like during crawfish season. We were going to see the whole farm and everything they had going on, but they just did not have enough barrels, come to find out. So they just like, we don't have the barrel to allocate to y'all, and so maybe next year. So we're a maybe next year with JT Malik, because it's rice whiskey. It's pretty good. Are you number 1 on the list?
I am this time.
What time did you get here?
Oh, I got here last night. I wanted to hang out with Sean and Bill.
Okay.
I was real, I come more to hang out with the people, really.
Y'all been here all night?
Oh, yeah. We had a little tasting thing out here all night.
Okay, that was fun.
It was good.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. We met one time, but I'm Bill.
Yeah.
It's good to meet you.
You look familiar.
That's
so,
okay.
yeah.
He was here in December when Dan brought the brisket.
Okay. Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. I remember the freaking brisket. Anybody in the world right now does not like brisket, let me know in the comments and stay out of Texas, because you'll probably get beat. He brought his whole liquor cabinet and a brisket.
And it's still hot.
Did you smoke it today?
Give that
That's a lot of
I
brisket.
smoked it last night.
That's freaking delicious looking. We're gonna have an event on October 12th in Opelika. Be sure to check that out.
I will.
This year we're gonna keep it kind of tame. We didn't know until it was too late, but we have a full retail license, so we could sell bottles there.
Okay.
So we're releasing our own brand at this event.
Oh, very nice.
So we've got, we're sourcing in barrels right now, trying to get all that done. It's going to be right in front of John Emerald and Red Clay. We're shutting that whole block down.
How you doing, man?
Good, how you doing?
I saw your name on the list. I was wondering where you were.
Yeah, I was working in my car.
What are your thoughts on that Smoke Eye Hill? You had that?
Haven't had it yet. I've got a sample in the mail. Yeah, sure.
I got a sample over here.
You got one now I could try. Let's do it. Let's try it. Somebody reached out, had one, and they had never tried GTS, so I sent them a GTS sample. They were sending me a sample of that.
It's not GTS, but it's good.
Now, are there different batches or something? Is there a reason somebody would say that this was better than GTS?
That I don't know. That I don't know. You tell me.
What's the proof on this?
131.2.
Okay. Who makes this?
This is Smoke Eye Hill, and this is out of Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Now, did they distill it?
It doesn't say who distilled this on here. It just says barreled, bottled, and aged in Colorado Springs.
So it says they didn't distill it. It says they didn't distill it. It's what it says.
Yeah.
If it says we did everything but distill it on the label, it means they didn't distill it.
Yeah, and they don't have an age statement on here.
Okay.
This is their blue corn.
Oh, so it's a blue corn. Nice. I'm going to get back over here in the shade. My goodness, that sun. It's beautiful out here, but the sun is hot. I mean, just on the nose, pretty good, but not near as like crisp and intense as any Buffalo Trace high proofer.
Yeah. I think the nose is underwhelming compared to the palate. I like the palate a bit more than the nose.
That's a high proof pour, and that's the first one of the day.
Yeah.
So my palate was like, it's good, but like, let's just shut down for a minute here. That is good whiskey.
Yeah.
In my opinion, anybody who thinks that's better than George T. Stagg is just looking for something different in a whiskey than I am.
Yeah.
Right? They're looking for different flavor profile than I would be looking for. But blinds have a weird way of doing weird things on weird days.
Now, I think for, $70, $80 bottle of whiskey, it's good.
Solid bottle of whiskey. I'll stick to my George T's though. What's up, man? Get on the list over there.
Come for the bourbon.
Yeah, what are you looking? Any particular bottle you looking for? Just whatever you find.
What are you gonna get up here?
I'm doing both the Old Foresters. I like the barrel proof rye and the 100 proofers. So
The 100 proof's harder to come by than the barrel proof. Yeah.
I'm on their waiting list, and if I ever get an Old Forester, that's what I'm gonna do is a 100 proofer.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun. I keep looking every time I go up to Short Barrel. I keep looking at your double oaked up there. So I'm waiting for that one.
I don't know how long that one's going to sit there, but I'm excited about that one too.
Yeah.
They've got a blueberry bee's knees for us.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we're supposed to go back up here in the next month or so and pick a bunch of stuff.
Hey Jay, have you tried any of the rare character stuff? Like
Some of it.
exceptional series. So when you talk, I mean that's a malted whiskey.
Yeah, I don't have a bottle to go back to, but I've been given samples of stuff, but when people give me samples, I don't usually remember it enough. I mean, normally if I'm having stuff like that, we've had 30 samples and we're in the middle of a bottle share or something, and I don't judge them or remember the details enough to at that point,
But I got sucked into what's his name for the rare character exceptional series.
Kevin C.
Yeah, Kevin C. This is the best thing ever. I'm like, yeah, I'm in. I'll try the best thing ever. $200 later, I'm like, yeah.
It wasn't the best thing ever. It's still good. It's drinkable.
I knew I didn't want it. It's when it's just 100% malt. I'm like, nah.
I'm going to change you guys' mind. When I get to Westward, I'm going to change you guys' mind on that. It doesn't drink like a single malt, though. It's so bourbon friendly. It's totally different. I'll make sure I get you some of that.
It's like there a few years ago, I bought several of the Old Elks, and everything I have is a lot of malt in it. I don't like their cigar cut. I don't like. You have one, don't you?
Which one? Old Elk cigar cut? Yes.
Do you like it?
No. I don't hate it.
Yeah.
But like as far as cigar blends go, of the ones if it says cigar, own it. That's the bottom of my list.
Yeah.
Like I'd much rather, the RY3's the standout for the price and availability.
He wants a cigar Amburana blend.
That's what I want. I want it, yeah.
A malted cigar Amburana.
Can I get a malted Amburana? It's got to taste like tobacco though. It can't be like a proper cigar blend. It's got to taste like a cigar.
Have you had Old Raleigh yet?
Yes, I think I had some samples. It may have been from you
maybe.
here, and then we got a couple of bottles, grade A bottle, S tier, like top tier bottle. The whiskey inside, still a little young. It's still a little young, the ones I have. I think they've got a lot of potential. I like where they're going. I like their whiskey. I just need 2-3 more years on it.
I'm a fan of their stuff. I'm waiting to see what they do as they age. Thank you so much.
Label if you want to label yours.
Okay, appreciate that. And this was the Bardstown?
It's the Bardstown, yeah.
Okay.
I got a Southern Collected if you like. If you ever had any of their stuff.
Oh, I'm a freaking sucker for Southern Collective.
Which one do you have?
I've got the rye finished Amberana.
Okay,
That's his favorite right there.
No, I don't. No.
I've
That's
actually
a
got
joke.
the rye and Amburana, King of Georgia. I've got a straight rye, and I've got some whiskey.
The one he had when I went and did a tour early this year. Went to Nashville with my brother, and we did the little barrel theming tour. And after we did the tour, he was showing us kind of what they still had left that was already bottled that wasn't in the barrels.
Yeah.
And it was one of his charity bottles. I think it was like for the police department or something or whatever. And he let me take a little taste of it. He was like, I got one left if you want. I was like, I'll take it.
Best thing I've ever had from them, if y'all can find it. I need a bottle of this. I haven't got a bottle. I'm surprised I didn't get one. I tried to buy the barrel and they told me no. They let me try all these barrels. They let me try this barrel. And I was like, that's the one right there. Hands down, 100%. Just go ahead and bottle that up for me right now. I'll take it. And if you got 2 more, I'll take 2 more of them. And then they're like, yeah, I don't think we can sell you this one. And then they didn't. And it was their port finish rye. So freaking good. Like one of the best port finished whiskeys I've had is that port finish rye. And I think rye holds up to that port finish better than a bourbon does.
Oh, yeah.
Because they then, as a consolation prize, they sent me samples of a port finish bourbon. Not near as good. Not even close.
You want
Yeah, I think it was Southern Collective rye.
No, I don't like Amberana, man. That's the joke. I don't like anything Amberana, yeah.
I
It's
was
not
like,
as heavy.
They had to
Have you
pour
had
me
the,
out of there. And I was
Which
surprised
Amberana's have you had?
because
Have you had ryes and bourbons?
I've had quite a few.
The RD1 has a stronger on that Amberana finish than what this does. The rye has a little bit
Pour me a
mellower.
sample. Just you sold me on it, okay? You're a good salesman.
See, that was their charity,
Okay.
the law enforcement one.
Small sample. All right. You good. That's I don't want to waste your whiskey.
I already know what his face is going to look like.
I'll be honest, it's the best smelling Amberana I've ever smelled. Okay. Didn't say it smelled good. You know, it's like this is the least aromatic dead body I've ever smelled in my entire life. That is a different experience. I think if the Amberana were even more subtle, it might actually work with the rye. Still don't want to own a bottle of that.
So hey TJ, what number are you?
20 something. Well, what you looking for?
Well, I mean, I don't know. You got my birthday bourbon.
We agreed on a Blanton's, a Weller Antique 107, and then a rum store pick, right? There's gonna be somebody out there. Somebody in there's like, he's ripping this guy off. You know what that bottle is.
Oh yeah, I know what it is.
I mean, you don't have to bring that up. Okay, everybody already gives me a hard time that I stole it from you. If you're looking for something that I can get, you can't. You just let me know what.
Have you had the Heaven Hill rye?
The Heaven Hill, yeah, I've got it at the house.
The grain glass.
I mean, I've got it open at the house. It's pretty good.
What about the grain glass bourbon?
I have the wheated. I don't have the bourbon. I was hoping to maybe get the sweet wheat and the, but I don't think I'll get that or the Heaven Hill.
the Eliza Creed
The toasted rye. I don't have the toasted rye, so that one's
One of those 3.
okay. If one of those 3 are there when I go through, I grab it and you pick which one you want.
No, I'm number 34, I think, in line. What can I do for you?
You're good, man. Hey, no problem. Let me holler at you a minute about the Brewzle Whiskey Festival. October 12th, we're going to have some of our favorite distilleries we featured on the channel. Old Dominic, Ben Holiday, Old Soul, and many more are going to be in Opelika, Alabama. We're going to be pouring samples, and I'm excited to announce we'll be releasing our very own whiskey brand at this event. You'll be able to get tastings, but you'll also be able to pick up a bottle and take it with you. Tickets are on sale right now, $50 for general admission, but we also have a $25 designated driver ticket because we want you to act responsibly. If you want to join me, if you want to hang out, if you want to have some pours, I know there's football games on. We're going to have them on too. I bought 2 huge TVs. We got Red Clay's got TVs all over the inside. We're going to be hanging out. We're going to be having a party. We're going to be watching some football games. Best of all, we're going to be drinking some fine whiskey. If you would, join me. Tickets for sale right now. Look at the link in the description. and I'll see you in Opelika. All right, it is about 8:47. Been here for about an hour, and now we are up to 35 people on the list right there. 35 folks is not as many folks as I would anticipate. A lot of the regulars you used to see at these just aren't here anymore. Now again, it is starting to turn fall. It's the time of year lots of people are busy, lots of things going on. The last weekend before football season gets fully kicked off, although we do have some games here today. Not here today, but like, you know what I'm saying. I keep looking for signs that this bubble is bursting, and I think people's interest, like people are not at that fever pitch to get any bottle that comes out or that they hear about, and people are being a little more selective for the most part. So I think it's definitely deflating a little bit, but obviously still not burst. Pre-pandemic, you could just come here. I would come here on a Tuesday and I would get here 8:45. They opened at 10, the store opened at 10 then. Get here at 8:45. I'm usually the first one in line, definitely top 3 in line at 8:45. You go in and they might get something allocated, they might get nothing. But if they got something, you could buy one of each bottle. And so you just go in there and buy 5 or 6 allocated things and get on out the door. It was wonderful for the people that could show up. And then they started realizing, well, this is not fair for people that actually have to work for a living. And so they moved it to Saturdays and started putting organization. I didn't say it was fair. It was not fair. It was not a fair system, but I benefited from it. Therefore, I enjoyed it. Which is really what everybody looks. Nobody wants it fair. Everybody wants it to seem fair, but actually be tilted slightly in their favor. And that's what it was for me. It seemed fair. You could show up on Tuesday. That's fair. Although you couldn't because you're working. I just worked from the parking lot or not have calls that morning. So it was tilted in my favor, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I wish we could go back to the good old days. What numbers are we up to? Looks like 42 people. 42 folks with 20-something minutes left to go. I don't know what'll be available. And they're either missing a sheet or online is complete. Like there's a lot of bottles that are listed online as dropping here that are not on those sheets. So I'm hoping that there's more whiskey to go around, so there's more left when I get in there. How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
Not too bad, man. It's great weather to be hanging out here and trying to find some bourbon. What number are you in line?
I got 7.
Oh, you early. What time did you get here for 7?
I got here at 2:45.
Why? What bottle up there is like, I'm going to go stand in line for 8 hours?
It's going to sound a little weird, but the Old Forester, the single barrel.
That don't sound weird.
Old Forester single barrel. I looked for it a bunch. I was in Texas most of the summer.
Yeah.
Couldn't find any of it.
The blue label. You want the cash strength? You want the 100 proof or the rye?
proof.
Okay, the 100 proof, the black label.
Haven't been able to find one of those.
Those are nice. Those are harder to come by than the full proofs.
I've seen a couple of those. I have one on my shelf, but not the 100 proof.
Nice. That's a good bottle. What about yourself?
I'm number 6.
So you with him? Y'all just drove together?
I got here a little bit earlier.
Okay.
I got here about 12:45.
What bottle are you going for?
I really want one of those Russell's private barrels.
Those are nice. Those are nice barrels. Those two, like I'm not looking for either of those just because I have both of them. You know, not this release, but like if I was starting from scratch and was here to try to fill out a cabinet, those would definitely be 2 high on my list.
I think the only other thing I would want besides, you said the sweet wheat, that one I haven't seen either, so I think I'd go for that one. But just a baby Blanton's, because I think that's fun.
Oh yeah, you can get 2 of those if they still do it like they used to. So make sure you ask for them, because lots of times they're not sitting there and they'll reach and grab them. People forget, and then you get outside and you're like, oh, I forgot. And you know, it's too late. The baby Blants are fun. They're not fun to drink.
No.
They're fun to throw at cars, though.
You got some kind of one from Houston. You got a double oak. Did you see what
you got? A Houston?
I have it. So it's distilled in Indiana. I don't know.
MGP, probably.
But it's a double oak. It's out of Houston. They say they age and bottle in there. So
what's the brand?
It's called Avanac.
You got it with you?
I got it with me.
You got a glass?
I don't have a glass. I got plastic cups.
We do that. That's good enough. It ain't. We're not that high class.
No.
You know, I'm from Daviston, Alabama. We solo cups just fine.
Hey, as long as you don't have a problem with the Astros.
With the Astros?
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about baseball.
I don't give a shit about baseball. It's boring.
All right. What we got? Post Oak.
Post Oak.
Straight bourbon whiskey. Crafted in Texas.
Yep.
Fancy. All right, let's try it. So you tried it in a bar?
Tried it in a bar when I was in Houston, and then I had to search around the entire city to go find the bottle. because they only sell it in certain locations at certain stores.
Right.
So
you liked it enough to see, you sought it out.
I did.
Okay.
I thought it was really, really good. It's not like the normal, I know Texas whiskey has the whole stigma that it's kind of funky to it. It doesn't have that, to me, at least.
It's a little dustiness, but it's a double oaked,
Right.
right? So it's got a little more barrel impact, but you expect barrel impact on a double oak.
Right.
It does taste like an MGP though.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. That dustiness is not an MGP note, but that's, it's probably a Texas note.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Inspired me to get into this.
I appreciate it, man.
I had a buddy who's like, I enjoy whiskey, and I'm like, I want to go to a drop. I want to see if I can get something a little higher.
Is this your first drop?
Yes.
All right. So what are you looking for?
I want to try the 1792.
Okay. Foolproof? Yeah. Foolproof's a good one. I mean, it's a little hot. How into bourbon are you?
I enjoy the hot. Oddly enough, I found a bottle of Blanton's.
Okay.
So I just bought a house in Notasulga.
Yeah.
And there's a little store right there. And I walked in and I'm like, they got 2 750 ml bottles of Blanton's, and it was $113.
That's a little much, but if you never had one, splurge a little.
I know it's higher, but it's not as high as I've seen.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've seen them 130, 150 some places, but
I was like, that's pretty good for middle of nowhere.
Don't expect to find those in Notasulga. It's funny how much you find them in places like that, though. Yeah, because people who are shopping at those stores are not looking for that, right? So they sit there a little longer.
I'm about to say they had dust on them. There was bottles in front of them. I went, what are you doing here? It's too good to not pass up.
Yeah.
You think you're gonna get what you want?
I don't want it. Whatever.
Just whatever you see in there?
Yes, I'm going to get exactly what I want because I want whatever I get. So it's easy, right? I'm just here to hang out, see some folks, and then if I find good whiskey, it's a bonus. All right, it is time. We are now moving. The doors are open. It's the Geek Squad. Anybody order a PC? Anybody?
I think this is the Geek Squad right here.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure, 100%.
The drunk line, the loser line.
Well, here's the problem. My comments will be filled with people calling me alcoholics all the time, like, oh, bunch of alcoholics. Here's the problem. You don't have 700 bottles of whiskey on your shelf at home if you're an alcoholic. You would have 2 at most because you would have drank them all, okay? So, yes, I have an alcohol problem, but it's a storage problem, okay? I have an alcohol storage problem, not a drinking problem.
I will definitely hear that.
I think the comment on the video yesterday was like, y'all need to find some healthier habits. That's fair. That is a fair. Thank you for that. Appreciate your concern, Mr. Whatever, spending all of his time on the internet commenting on everybody's videos. I appreciate. You two also probably, instead of hating on people in the comments, need to find some healthier habits. But it's cool to each his own. I feel like this is pretty healthy from a social standpoint. We get to come hang out with some cool folks, find some interesting bourbon, as opposed to, being in our mother's basement, putting hateful comments on people's videos. But that's, you do you, bro, Fire up the PS5, Get back to your World of Warcraft, whatever you're into, I don't care. Got the John Emerald display right here. Loop. That way we can look at the bourbon selection while we're back here. There's some Detling over there. Some Crittenden's Cut Above. Some Penelope. Penelope barrel strength right there is pretty nice. Let's see, Yellowstone. Some Dread River. So the Calumet 15 is just sitting there. I remember when that was kind of desirable and hard to get. Bullet 10 year just sitting there. Wasn't that listed in the drop? Or was cash strength? It wasn't 10 years. Cash strength bullet that's in the drop.
Try the oak in Eden.
Yeah, with the spirals, I don't know. I don't want any of that nonsense.
I did. I was like, I don't know about it.
It's just like the spirals are just like small barrels. They just add too much harsh wood impact for my taste buds. I need to go over there and actually get a couple of bottles. Let me go grab a couple of bottles. So these folks right here are actually using the same still that we just bought. So this Koval and Journeyman is using the same, but I have something from them. I'm gonna buy this one. But we're gonna get those just so we can kind of taste some of the whiskey that's coming off the still we just bought. Don't know if it's any good, but we're gonna try it. Good, how about yourself? Let's see what we've got. Is that Heaven Hill? Is there the blue label?
They're gone. Yeah.
No, there's one blue label. I'll take that one, and then 1792. I think there's gonna be enough 1792 to get back to him. Do you have the Elijah Craig toasted rye?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that one.
You didn't want no baby blend?
I do want the baby blends too. Yes, thanks for the reminder. Actually, you know what? Can I make a little substitution here? The sweet wheat 1792 right there. This rye, yes. Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
I actually think you're gonna be good on both of the two you wanted, but I got the 1792 sweet wheat if you want that one. That was only one left of it. But the other 1792's got a bunch of them, and there's tons of toasted ryes.
What'd you do?
I did all right. I got the Heaven Hill I wanted, and I got a sweet wheat that I'm probably about to give away. You want that sweet wheat?
I would love it.
Okay, it's yours. Let me go set this down, get that sweet wheat out, and give it to you.
What was the price?
Don't worry about it.
No, man, I got the cash.
Hey, it's okay. I'll beat it out of you someday.
Well, now I'm in your debt, like the mafia.
That's how it works. Well, I mean, he does have the mafia car.
One day I will call on you and you must answer.
On this, the day of my daughter's wedding.
Overall, pretty successful drop here. We got a few bottles, had a good time, hung out with some cool folks. These drops are getting a little more laid back. They also seem to have more bottles. I think really what it was is there's not that one bottle or those two bottles that everybody's going for. So people just pick different things. So all the bottles lasted longer and were sitting around in the 20s where I thought they might not. So it's kind of cool to come to these types of drops. Always fun to have a little time to spend with folks. The weather's beautiful, although the sun is very, very bright. And the thought for the day, right, is again, this is very much about camaraderie. This is a social hobby. That's what I like the most about it, that it's much more about the folks you hang out with and the whiskey you're drinking. The whiskey just has to be good enough, and the folks have to be awesome, which, you know, there's a lot of really, really cool folks in this hobby. So had a great time here and look forward to the next one. The next one here in Alabama is the quarterly lottery. So it'll be a much, much bigger drop with more high-end bottles. I hope I can make it. I hope I'm in town for that one. We'll see. But we are about to hit the road. You're gonna have a lot of bourbon hunts coming your way. We're gonna try to get up and down the East Coast. We're just trying to check off states. Like, we're just trying to finish every state we possibly can. Try to get to all 50. Hopefully by the end of next year, we'll be able to do that. So appreciate y'all watching all the way to the end. Again, see y'all in the next one.